Don't go into marriage without discussing these 5 important topics with your spouse. However, if you're already in the marriage and these topics have not yet been discussed, it's time. Hello lovelies, my name is Gifty and you're welcome back to the channel. There are certain things that even as individuals are very important in our daily lives and our operations. These things are of much value to us even when we are alone. How much more being together with someone else? This is someone you are going to practically share your whole life with, share all the things that concern you with. And the Bible says we are going to come together and become one flesh. It means that whatever values you share and whatever is of importance to you should be of importance to the other person. The first discussion I will encourage every new couple to have is concerning our life and career goals. Trust me, there are people who are not interested in the other person fulfilling their career or advancing in their career. There are some men who wish their wives would be housewives, just housewives. And there are some women, no matter the amount of money their spouses give them, they cannot stay as a housewife. This situation has caused a lot of families to break apart because the man feels like, okay, I can provide for everyone in the family, I can provide for even the extended family. Why do you have to work? Why don't you stay home, cater for the children, make sure we are okay? And the woman is like, instead of me staying home, I would rather employ people to help me run my home, help me sweep, help me clean, help me cook. And the man doesn't understand this. These things cause issues in marriages, and I believe that everyone should sit to have these discussions before entering into their marriages. Now, let's talk about money. Let's talk about finances in marriage. Money is a very powerful tool when it comes to making or breaking marriages. When you are entering into marriage, don't have the mindset of my money, his money, their money. No, your money is his money is your money. When you have this mindset, things go on smoothly for you. You are able to discuss and have certain budgets, decisions that you need to grow as a family. When you are having these discussions, you are able to tell where this part of his money goes to, where this part of your money goes to, although we are all combining it as a one source of income. When the other person feels like you are earning more than me and therefore you are taking decisions without me, you are doing certain things for the house without my consent, without sharing these things with me, the other person feels a bit left out. And sometimes it makes these people quarreling without giving their all in the relationship. I have seen a couple whose marriage nearly broke down because of money. And you hear about it, you think it's not of that important. But it was very important. When you look at the point of view from both sides, you realize this person thought I was just doing this to help. The other person thought, no, you were trying to help, but you didn't do it in the right way. Let's take this scenario. So the man had issues, okay, taking care of certain bills for the home, and the woman stepped in, handled those bills without communicating effectively with the man. The man felt left out. The man felt, okay, because I couldn't do this, do that just for this period, you are stepping in immediately as the head of the house, as the head of the home, trying to provide. And the issue that broke the camel's back was when the woman just got up, paid the son's school fees without communicating with the husband. The husband felt, okay, this is my responsibility. I am the one supposed to do this. Why are you doing this? And even if you are doing it, why didn't you tell me first? The man thought the woman was doing that from the point that she's stepping in as the head of the home. But the woman just felt like, I'm helping my man. So if this communication had gone on earlier, the woman told the man, okay, babe, I know that things are a bit hard for you at this time. Please, I want to take care of our ward school fees for this time till you get back on your feet. Don't you think there would have been some sort of compromising? Because the man felt like, you are treating me less of a man. And you know, men always have this ego they want to protect, the ego that I am able to take care of my family, I provide for my wife, my children, I'm the man of the house, you know. And whenever we women step up to do these things without communicating effectively with them, it makes them feel less of a man. So I think that as new couples, you should inculcate this to grow your marriage. Talk about how your finances will go. Talk about how certain streams of income will be spent on what, how, when, you know. Talk about investment. Talk about your long-term goals. Talk about things that will help your marriage grow and your family grow in the long run. Okay, don't hide your salary from your spouse. Fine, there are situations where people take advantage of those informations, okay, but if you trust your spouse, that's why you have to go into the marriage trusting your spouse, okay? Trust is a very important part of marriage, and if it is absent, a lot of things will not flow well or will be taken for granted. For instance, if you don't trust your spouse, there is no way you are going to tell your spouse the amount of money you earn, okay? You tweak it a little bit. Probably if you earn hundreds of thousands, you will say, okay, I earn just 1,000, so that the money you contribute to the house will just be little without pressure, okay? And that doesn't help. Sometimes you, the woman, will be in a situation where you earn more than your man. It doesn't mean that the whole world should know that you are earning more than your husband. Sometimes I have seen a woman who has decided not to move into her husband's house because she feels the man is ignoring her, the man is always absent. But all these attributes that the man is showing stems from the fact that the woman was also giving negative vibes, okay? Negative vibes in the sense that the woman was earning more than enough, okay? So she was doing things without involving the man. And in return, the man didn't feel welcome at home. So the man also tried to, you know, withdraw and just watch the woman do her thing. And these things doesn't help. It breaks the home, okay? Sometimes you see that these people are still married, but the connection is not there, the bond is not there, and it affects the upbringing of the children. So I think that money and finances is a very, very important topic that is supposed to be discussed. Let's talk about the extended family. Whew, this is a very crucial topic, okay? I believe it should be discussed because sometimes the people in the extended family have this sort of entitlement that they still have 100% access to your life even as you are married. It doesn't work that way anymore. I understand this is the people you have known all your life, literally from childbirth to growing up, and all of a sudden somebody else comes in, you have to move with the person, create another family altogether, and you are supposed to focus 100% on that family as well, thereby making these other people you've known all your life become your extended family. It is not wrong, but I believe there should be discussions around this to help to help manage how your marriage will flow or your marriage will grow strongly. Because when there are certain situations where the now extended family feel they can call in on you at any time, they can come visiting at any time, you have to provide for them whether you have it or not, it becomes very, very frustrating, because you have a totally new family you are supposed to be taking care of, and here lies the case, you are being pulled from this other side as well. Sometimes you don't even plan, but when you receive the money that you are supposed to discuss with your spouse how the money is going to be spent, calls start coming in. Your niece or your nephew will call, I need this, you send money. Your parents will call, I need that, you send money. Your siblings will call. They are all of importance, but I believe decisions should be taken together when it comes to the extended families. Okay, let's take our income as a whole. What part of this income is supposed to be shared amongst our extended families? When we do that, I think the decision making becomes easier. Okay, or you don't spend beyond your means that will affect your nuclear family at hand. I hope we get the scenario. And also, sometimes there are certain partners who don't want their extended family coming into their home, not because they have issues with these people, not because they hate them. Naturally, there are people who like their privacy, they like their space. They would rather go to these people or the extended family, have a chat with them, or probably a phone call, ask how they are faring, and they are okay. Not that they hate them, but just that they just like their privacy. So these discussions should be made for the other person to know how their spouses feel when it comes to extended family management, okay? So that, you know, when the other party wants it this way and the other party wants it that way, there is always an issue to be solved. But when we all come to a consensus, there is an understanding, and I believe this really helps to grow our marriage. Let's talk about children. What about children? As new couples, you should have discussions on the number of children you want to have. There are some partners who want 5 children, and there is a partner who wants 1 child. How do you come to a compromise? It's going to be difficult if these discussions are not made at the earlier stages of the marriage. You have to come to an agreement. Sometimes the women want 5 and the man wants 1. The reason for the man wanting 1 child is that you are going to go through a whole lot of pain, a whole lot of process, and I feel it will be traumatizing. I feel it will destroy your body. A whole lot of reasons the man can give, or probably the man doesn't want a lot of children. Okay, it's understanding. You, the woman who is going to go through that pain, still wants 5 children. And you are like, we can take care of the children. Why don't you want us to have children? Like, all these things. There should be a discussion about the number of children you want to have, how you are going to take care of these children. What schools do you want these children to go to? What activities do you want them to be indulged in? What programs, what courses, what skills would you want them to acquire? How are you able to tell what skill is peculiar to a particular child? How are you supposed to raise this particular child? A whole lot of discussions about these children. It should be made. Okay, there are some people who wouldn't want their spouses to touch their children or to discipline their children. And there are people who also believe that you have to probably beat the child to, make sure they get what you are saying, you are able to direct them correctly. There are some people who believe you caning the child or using a rod on the child does not impact the child positively, right? Because let's not forget, we are both coming from different backgrounds, and we were all raised differently, right? So there are some people who had the privilege of growing up without their parents using any rod on them, or without them disciplining them in a harsh way, I should say. And there are some people who had a tough life, right? So they believe combining these two can work. Fine, you have a discussion. Okay, let's combine these two. Okay, no, when I was treated harshly, it didn't turn out good for me. I don't want that for my child. You discuss with your spouse, come to a consensus, come to an agreement, okay? And also, let's not favor one child from the other. Let's not compare these children. Sometimes the woman is so drawn to the boy child, the man is so drawn to the girl child. It doesn't help. These children, they are able to observe. They observe things. The boy child will be like, mommy loves me more, daddy doesn't love me. The girl child will say, daddy loves me, mommy doesn't love me. It's not good. Let them have the understanding that you both love them equally. Don't compare them to each other. Don't punish this child because of what this other person said. Talk to them, make them feel welcome, make them feel that I can run to my mother, I can run to my father at any time for him or her to hear what I have to say and help me solve any problem that I have. The last point we will talk about is our faith and our values. Faith and values, okay? Each and every individuals have certain things they hold in high esteem, and also these things are the values that keep them, all right? Everyone has their own principles of how they look at life. When it comes to faith, everyone has the right to believe in a particular God or be part of a particular religion. These discussions are very, very important. Sometimes people go into marriages without knowing the exact faith of the other person. Automatically, oh, this person is a Christian. This person goes to church. This person does this. Going to church doesn't automatically make you a Christian. I know of someone who was born into Catholic. He grew up going to church every time. But it got to a point in his life, it was like, he doesn't understand why he's going to church. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't believe there is a God. Everything is nature. So let's just focus on nature. I want to just do good things. And yeah, I know nature will bless me in return. You see, this is someone who was born practically in church, raised in church, activities. Every time the mother is going to church, this person is carried along. But it got to a certain point in his life, he didn't know the relevance of going to church. So let's say you get into marriage with this person because you thought the person is a Christian just because you see the person going to church all the time. If these discussions are not made, you won't know how the person actually feels about going to church, actually feels about this particular faith, right? If you talk about it, you will know that no, this person doesn't understand why he's in church. This person is not a Christian, even though this person is going to church. This person is not a believer of this particular religion, although you see the person practicing it. Because sometimes people feel tied with family. Because of family, they have to be associated with a particular faith, not because they have interest in that faith. So you realize that when these people eventually break free from that family or whatever tying them to that particular faith, they tend to go the other way. And if you, the other partner, you are so much, rooted in your faith. If you are a Christian, you are rooted in as a Christian, and all of a sudden the other person doesn't go to church, the other person even tries to stop you from going to church or stops you from practicing a particular religion, then you know there's something going on. But I believe that when these discussions are made beforehand, you are able to come to a certain point that, okay, we are both Christians, we are both Bible believing Christians, we are going to train our children based on this faith. That really helps. And our values. Some people believe that you can, you can dress anyhow, you can greet people anyhow, you can, talk to people anyhow. No, you come to an agreement. How are you going to grow as a family when both of you, your values are parallel to each other? No. At least it can't be 100% the same, but it should be similar, because you are growing a family, and these children have to come up knowing that no, these are values that are important in our home. Not these values are just important to my mother, these values are just important to my father. No, these values are important in our home. So therefore we have to adhere to it and be able to grow in this faith and in these values. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.